So also in 1983, you shot the classic film Staying Alive. When and I didn't even realize this until I was doing the research on this interview that like I think John Travolta Staying Alive. I never thought Sylvester Stallone Staying Alive, but he wrote and directed that movie.
Yeah, he's a real good director. And in Staying Alive, if you ever see it again, I think it's one scene when Travolta is walking in New York towards the camera. Stallone jumps in the shot and turns around and just looks at the camera for maybe a second or two and keeps walking. But very few people pick that up.
I remember the Italian Stallion cameo, but I never associated it. Never associated it with. I did not know he wrote and directed that, and yeah, he's got to be an amazing writer and filmmaker altogether. Because I mean, he came out the gates with Rocky,
right?
And I mean that like won so many awards.
You know, a great story for you guys about Rocky is Stallone wrote that and brought it to Hollywood and sold it for I don't know $200,000 or something like that, and the studio wanted Jimmy Caan to play Rocky. And I know I had a lot of similar friends with Stallone. I know he was broke at the time, and he gave the money back and said, I'm not going to do this movie or let you have this movie unless I star in it. And they said, okay. And that's how he got started. But that's a lot of balls.
Yeah.
It paid off.
Yeah, that goodness grief. God,
it still is paying off to this day.
Right. I mean, but he that's not the first time. He's still doing that with the Expendables. He'll direct, and that's what you guys were talking about before, directing and going back having to look at the shots and things of that nature. But yeah, but before I even move on, like you just said, it wasn't even like they were asking anybody to play that part. They said Khan. They were like, we want this for Khan. And he was like, nah, I'll do it. And he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong. Yeah, he wasn't wrong.
He was something.
Now I do know this. Now if I'm not mistaken, if IMDb hasn't messed us up here. Now again, you worked with Stallone again in 1986 in one of my favorite films of all time, Cobra.
Yeah, he didn't really love the director of photography, and I was doing something else. And as soon as they got to a point where I could come in and finish it, I came in and finished the film with him.
Okay, yeah, that's I remember watching a behind the scenes documentary on that where it was just a lot going on in the development of that movie and a lot of push and pull between Stallone and the director.
Yeah, George Cosmatos. In fact, everything that you see that Stallone's in, that there's another director, Stallone really directs him. You know, he just comes out and he looks at the video, he okays it. We might light a scene and he comes in and looks at the lighting and doesn't like it. And but he's really, Cosmatos didn't really have much to say.
That was actually, well, we can go ahead and skip my next question. Because that's pretty much, Rick, I think it was Rick Waite, the DP, was the one that confirmed that in the behind the scenes I saw. That's. I mean, hey, when you're Stallone, and it came out good, so whatever happened.
He's been betting on himself the whole time.
In fact, I just did this tour of Ireland about a year ago. For some reason, there's about 5 or 6 movies I did that they really love in Ireland. So I did this whole tour of colleges and classes over there, and they did show Cobra, and we got a big audience for Cobra.
That's awesome.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.